Hey everybody, I'm just making sure I've got all my streams starting here. I am Candace Shalou. I am the spiritual director at Jubilee Circle here in Columbia, South Carolina. Ever since the pandemic, the coronavirus pandemic has begun, we have been meeting online exclusively through our YouTube channel here and also here on Facebook. And thank you so much for everyone who has tuned in. I know a lot of folks, even here in Columbia, have said, I've been trying to get to your community, your church, or whatever y'all call it, and haven't been able to do it. But hey, now we're coming to you through live streams so we can keep everybody safe and not meet in person while the pandemic is continuing. I know that here in South Carolina, some restaurants and other businesses have been allowed to reopen. Some restaurants and businesses have chosen not to reopen out of safety, and we will be continuing our vigilance until we feel it is safe for folks to come back and gather at Jubilee Circle here in Columbia. So one of the things that I have been doing, since we don't have the licensing we need to use some of the songs that we have played in-house before, regular pop songs and that sort of thing, on Wednesday evenings I have been meeting with y'all to give you a taste of some of the songs that will be coming up, because we have permission to use some songs. We have permission from singer and songwriter, Minnesota singer and songwriter Peter Mayer, to use some of his songs. And we also have permission from Ricky Byers to use some of her chants. And we can use those. We have permission to use all of that. And I have a large stable of songs that I have written, and so now they're getting a workout. So I've been using some of my songs as well as Peter and Ricky's songs. And so this evening you get a treat because you get to hear something from everybody, from Peter and Ricky and me. And before I get into a little teaser on this week's sermon, I did every week I try to give you some interesting information, ways that you can help during this pandemic, ways that you can be helped during this pandemic. And all of those still apply, especially for food banks and people who are looking for food during this time. And I know there are a lot of people who are. Feedamerica.com is the place to go to find out all of the food banks that are in your area. And also here in South Carolina, one of the things that we have lagged behind in is testing. But our Department of, I don't even remember what this stands for, but DHEC, DHEC, our Environmental and Health Department, is starting pop-up sites, testing sites around the state. And if you go to scdhec.gov, that's scdhec.gov, and click on their COVID-19 link that's right there pretty prominently on their homepage, because the URL, the web address is like this long, so I can't really just say, slash blah blah blah. It's slash blah 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 blah. So go to scdhec.gov and click on their COVID-19 link, and it will take you to another page. And over there on the right-hand side, it'll say downloads and links, and there are links for all of the testing sites and all of the testings that are coming up. The testings are free. If you are feeling like you need to be tested, if you are feeling not well, I urge you to go and get a test. These are free. You don't have to set them up with your doctor. They're going to be pop-up clinics, and they will make available the tests to you. And I dropped my pick, so I got to find another one. Anyway, there's one right there. So please go to scdhec.gov. I do know of one, if you are in Richland County here in South Carolina, they will be holding these pop-up testing sites at the state fairgrounds tomorrow, Friday and Saturday from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. So that's Friday and Saturday at the fairgrounds. So you can take yourself over there and get tested. I don't know if that's Rumi. Hey, Rumi. He always wants to be on camera because that's Rumi. So coming up this Sunday on May 17th, we will be continuing our Via Transformativa theme of Go with the Flow, and we will be going with the flow of love. And love is sort of a paradoxical thing, at least how we perceive it from this world of illusion. It seems to jerk you around a lot. And with the death of Jesus on the cross, it seems to command you to lay down your life for your friends. But Jesus and A Course in Miracles says we've got this love idea thing all wrong. Love, the real deal. You know, A Course in Miracles says love is the only thing that's real. So this real love, it doesn't ask for sacrifices. Instead, it encompasses all of life, even those things that we call good or bad. Now remember, just before Jesus told his disciples in this week's reading from John, he's going to give them a new commandment, and that commandment is to love one another as he has loved them. And so he says, you know, just before he's telling them this, they are just sitting around after having what we now call the Last Supper. It was the last time that Jesus would gather with his disciples at table. And at that table, there was this guy. Maybe you remember him. He was named Judas. And so after dinner, Jesus had sent him off. Jesus knew this was the guy. Judas was literally going to be the death of him. And he had dinner with him, knowing that on that night, on that very night, Judas was going to go out and sell Jesus out for 30 pieces of silver, ever how much that might have been. But that was Judas's plan, and Jesus knew it, and Jesus still shared supper with him the night before he was arrested. And this is the kind of love. When Jesus says, love each other the way I have loved you, that's exactly what he's talking about. He's talking about the people in your life who you think might betray you, or who you know will betray you. You love them anyway, and this is not a feel-good love. This is not this, oh, I love you, I have warm fuzzies for you. This is a goodwill sort of love, what the Bible calls agape love, that this is the all-encompassing, unconditional love. And the reason that Jesus could love Judas was because he saw through this ego that was Judas. He saw the real Judas. He saw the one who was innocent. He saw the one that was a spirit joined in unity with us and with God and with the whole universe. And Jesus was able to see that. And he knew in his bodily life, this is how things are going to end. They're not going to end well for Jesus in that way. But does our bodily life end well for any of us, really? And so Jesus is always urging us to err on the side of love, to err on the side of goodwill, even for people that we may think are evil, that our ego tells us will betray us. Yes, they might, and sometimes they will, but we have to love them anyway. So the question becomes, can we love like that? Can we do as Jesus commands, this new commandment, love others just as I've loved you, even if you know they're going to stab you in the back? But that's what Jesus commands us to do. And it's hard for us. It's hard for us to wrap our minds around that. And A Course in Miracles is famous for not really giving you concrete examples. You read it and you go, well, you know, that's sweet, but I don't know how that actually works. And so what am I supposed to do with all that? Well, here's the teaser for this week's upcoming sermon. I'm going to give you a really good concrete example of how this gets worked out in the world. I'm going to tell you the story of a woman who really gets it, and she understands what this kind of love is, this new commandment, and she has found a way to fulfill it. And so I will tell you her story on Sunday. So tune in here, wherever you are watching, whether it is on the Facebook or whether it is on the YouTube. So you just feel free to tune in 11 o'clock on Sunday morning, and I will give you, as Paul Harvey used to say, the rest of the story. All right. So unfortunately, Michael was not able to join me this evening, so you just get me singing and playing. Apology ahead of time. So, one more thing. What this woman's story teaches us. I forgot this. The whole lesson, the whole thing about love that the Course tells us. Our entire function, our entire reason for being here. It says, teach only love, for that is what you are. Teach only love, for that is what you are. That is what we are. Breathe deeply. Okay, so I've got 3 songs to play for you. 2 that I might play pretty well, and 1 that I just think is going to be a train wreck. But I'm saving that one for the end. So if you're not going to hang out for the whole thing, you're probably better off. I have rehearsed these songs, but sometimes rehearsal is, defined differently by different people. This song, the first song, this is going to be our opening song, and it's a song by Peter Mayer on one of his latest albums called Catching Rain, and the name of the song is called What If Love, and this does have a part for y'all, so if you're out there listening, this does have a part. So in the chorus it goes, what if love, and there's an echo time there, if that's your part, what if love, and then I'll sing, what if love, and you'll sing again, what if love is all it was. You want to practice here? What if love, what if love, what if love, what if love is all it was. See, you're ready. You're ready. All right. So here's how it goes. Kind of. Science has revealed at last what happened in the distant past, back in the beginning of time. But from what the cosmos came, back before the great Big Bang, it's finding more hard to describe. It could be anybody's guess. So is it crazy to suggest? What if love, what if love, what if love, what if love, what if love is all it was? You get another chance. What if love, what if love, what if love, what if love is all it was? What if that love still sings, is still alive in everything, moving through the whole universe, rising in the light and dark, hiding in the smallest part, burning like a flame that always burns, like the atoms, like the air, invisible but everywhere. What if love, what if love, what if love, what if love is all it was? What if love, what if love, what if love, what if love is all it was? What if love were the organizing force by which the beauty of the world emerged, that joined the particles in the molecules and live in cells and redwood trees and bees and birds? And what if to act in love's behalf is to practice kindness, and it's the most natural thing of all? And then when we feel undone, we're sick because we've been spun around the wheel of despair, we can just breathe it in, reach for that source again, reach out to what's already there. The mystery from whence we came. Just for a song, let's give it a name. Here we go. What if love, what if love, what if love, what if love is all it was? What if love, what if love, what if love is all it was? One more time. What if love, what if love, what if love, what if love, what if love is all it was? Oh yeah, I heard you. I can hear you out there singing. That's very good. All right, so that'll be our opening song, a little Peter Mayer for us. And thanks again to Peter for being wonderful and amazing and giving us permission to sing his stuff. Coming up for our sermon song, it will be a song of mine, one I wrote last month that I haven't really debuted anywhere, so you lucky people. Here we go. It's called Love Does That, and I'll give you, some of my background. I wrote this as a challenge. There was a songwriting challenge document that I downloaded somewhere from the interwebs, and one of its challenges was, which is sort of what Peter Mayer's song was, is write a song where the chorus is one line, and that was what is love? What is love? That's Maybe Peter read the same challenge. I don't know. Anyway, so I'm also known for writing songs based on poems from the famous mystics. And so I have this book here, Love Poems to God from Daniel Ladinsky. And so this song is called Love Does That. And it is based on a poem by the same name by Meister Eckhart. And I want to read you the poem. Love does that. All day long a little burro labors, sometimes with heavy loads on her back, and sometimes just with worries about things that bother only burros. And worries, as we know, can be more exhausting than physical labor. Once in a while, a kind monk comes to her stable and brings a pear, but more than that, he looks into the burro's eyes and touches her ears. And for a few seconds, the burro is free and even seems to laugh. Because love does that. Love frees. And this is my take on that. It sets you free and holds you close. It releases your spirit, captivates your soul. It moves you inside and stills your mind. It dispels all your fear and gives you peace. Love does that. Love does that. Love does that. Told you. Okay, here we go. Chorus again. Love does that. Your burden and grants you freedom. It removes your sadness and offers solace. It aches for what's missing and heals your wounds. It launches your spirit and grounds you enjoy. Love does that. Love does that. Love does that. The heartache. It takes away sadness and gives you bliss. It wipes away tears and bathes you in laughter. It hides in plain sight and is revealed in delight. Love does that. Love does that. Love does that. So when we rehearse these songs with the band, whenever we mess up like that, we always say, well, I'll have it by the gig. I'll have that one by the gig on Sunday. All right. This one, too. I'll have this one by the gig. I love Ricky Byers. I just want to say that up front. I love Ricky Byers. I love her music. I love the way she writes music. As someone who plays and sings her songs, however, woo! Some of her songs, like this one. This one's called Our Loving Will Change the World. Ricky, my dear, you're so wonderful. Why do you have to change chords on every note? Ah, love, love, love everybody. Love, love, love. When it's hard to love, love, our loving will change the world. This is going to be our meditation song. Share, share, share who you are and share, share, share when it's hard to share, share. Our sharing will change the world. You get the gist, so I'm going to move on. Find me here, singing for you, heart wide open for what we came to do. Wind in the trees sings a melody true. Love everybody, let the love shine through. Everybody sing now. Love, love, love everybody. Love, love, love when it's hard to love. Love, our loving will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Our caring will change the world. Our singing will change the world. Our loving will change the world. Our loving will change the world. All right, that's just a taste of Ricky Byers. I'll have that one by the gig. All right, everybody. So that is all I had for this evening. I just wanted to share with you some songs, share with you some resources, and also thank everyone who has been very supportive of Jubilee Circle during this time of social distancing, during this time when we cannot meet together in our building at 6729 Two Notch Road. We will be back in our building soon. It is giving us a little bit of time to have some work done. We have one very dedicated fellow named Stephen who works alone in the building a lot, social distancing and all that, but he's been doing a lot of really good work and trying to get a lot of our unfinished bits done since we moved into that place, and they've done a lot of really good renovations. Y'all should come see it sometime when the social distancing stuff ends and we can all come back together. I hope that you who are watching us from a local location will come and check us out. Even those watching us far away, come visit us sometime when all of this gets straightened out and we can all do that again. But I want to say thank you to all of the folks who have given generously, who have donated and made sure that we are taken care of during this time when we can't get together. If you would like to become one of those folks that I thank every week, it's very easy to do. You can go to jubileecircle.com, and there are like 2 different donate buttons. We have a couple of ways for you to give, and we thank you in advance for giving and supporting us. And so on Sunday, we will begin at 11 o'clock here on YouTube and on Facebook. And we will do our singing and our sermonizing. And then afterwards, we meet on Zoom to discuss the sermon, to discuss our thoughts about it. And I especially love it when y'all disagree with me and you want to take issue, because that's where we really learn and grow, and we learn about how each other feels and how we see the world, and we come together and we realize that there's no separation between us. We are all one. So thank you all for joining me tonight, and I hope that you'll join the whole band on Sunday as we bring you Jubilee Circle again. And again, just a reminder, go to DHEC-SC, S as in Sam, C as in Carolina, D as in dog, H as in Harry, E as in eek, and C as in Candace.gov, scdhec.gov, to find out where all of the testing sites are going to be here in South Carolina. Please, if you feel the need to get tested, please get tested. Testing is what is going to help us flatten the curve so we know our true numbers of infection rates, and so we can all get over this quickly. Everybody's getting impatient. Everybody wants to go back to business as usual, and I understand that. But please, let's do this safely. Let's do this right. Even if some leaders are rushing and maybe jumping the gun, but let's please all join together. We all are one, and so as the Course says, we are selfish out of self-interest. We act in our own self-interest, and when we do that, we are acting in the self-interest of everyone. We are generous out of our own. That's it. We're generous, not selfish. We are generous out of a sense of self-interest, because as we are generous with ourselves, we are also generous with others. So please be generous, be kind, be safe, and be well. And I will see you on Sunday, and then again here next week, here live, giving you a chance to learn a little bit more about us and how we're doing. So take care, everyone. Thank you for joining me.